Welcome, kayak anglers. You are tuning into the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network, kayak fishing's best network of shows with great hosts covering all things kayak fishing, bringing you special guests covering topics such as shore fishing, river trips, gear reviews, angler profiles, tournament news, and more. Sit back, relax. Let's do this.
You're watching Chasing the Tide, your saltwater connection on the Paddle and Fin Network, dedicated to gathering and providing wisdom, knowledge, plus spin a few stories from time spent on the water. Saltwater fishing, updates by the raddest baddest dude on the Gulf Coast. Now let's join the one and only devil dog himself, Dustin Nichols.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We got a live edition of Chasing the Tide tonight, and I got a bunch of fellas from Louisiana in the house. Y'all might recognize some of them here. We got Jack Hickman, Matt Dearman, and Steve Lessard here tonight. We're going to talk about the upcoming event, the Bayou Coast Kayak Fishing Club. That will be coming up on April 26th. So welcome, everybody, to the show. And hopefully we'll get some viewers on here soon, but we're going to start it off anyways. Let's see what we can do tonight. I got Matt is actually the running president this year. So if you don't mind sharing with everybody background of the club and a little bit to let everybody know what it entails.
Yeah, Dustin. So Bayou Coast Kayak Fishing Club, we're based out of Louisiana. We are one of the oldest and largest kayak clubs along the Gulf Coast. We were actually arguing back and forth earlier trying to figure it out, but the club's been around for about 20 years, give or take. This Paddlepalooza coming up in a few weeks is Paddlepalooza 21. Been around for a while, started by a few guys who are, a lot of them are still in the club. That's just a way for kayak fishermen to, hang out with each other. We do run a few tournament series, but we do a lot of hangout stuff and just kind of fun stuff too. So that's kind of just a general breakdown. We've got members now from, I wish I'd looked up how many states, but we got guys that come in from Florida, Alabama, Mississippi for all the tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, y'all have quite a good turnout at most of you guys' events that run throughout the year. Not only is this one a Bayou Coast event, it's also a Hobie Saltwater Series qualifier as well. It will count towards points towards those events. Over 20 years as a club. Over the years, there's been, like you said, this is possibly 21st Paddlepalooza. And how did that all come about? I mean, the kayak fishing back then was a lot different.
Yeah. And I've heard, that was all before my time, but I've heard stories on, it obviously started, 20 years ago, there weren't, kayaks with pedals and, forget about motors or anything like that. So,
yeah.
I've heard the stories of the evolution from, guys in paddle kayaks to when the first guy showed up with a Hobie. It was probably a Revo or something back then, or a Sport with pedals and how it changed the game and stuff over the years. Steve may can speak more to that. Steve's probably been around longer than
how long you been around the club there, Steve?
Hey, Dustin. So I joined the club in 2010. Okay. So, but I heard the story. I was close enough to the beginning, and was friends with some of the guys who were there in the beginning. And first Revos came out, and guys were reluctant, and probably Brendan was the one that pushed it into the next level. And really, I feel like that's about the time when it started to take off. There was this argument back then, you can't run those pedal kayaks in Louisiana. The water's too shallow. You're going to beat them up on the reefs, all this stuff. And, we proved that wrong. So anywhere along the Gulf Coast, people ran for the last 20 years have been running Hobies, and the whole evolution began. I mean, I really don't think we would be where we're at had it not been for the Mirage Drive revolution. It was just the idea of what is possible out there. There's other drive systems, and now we're into motors, and there's all kind of things. But it really started with Hobie back then.
Yeah, no doubt. Man, 15 years with the club, and then events the whole time through, right? There's been events since the beginning.
That's right. So, we've had so many different tournaments throughout the years. We have a Angler of the Year series. We have our major events, Paddlepalooza being one of them, which is coming up. So,
right. And to clarify, if you're not worried about the Angler of the Year race, you don't have to pay a membership fee. You can come fish it, Paddlepalooza, pay your entry fees, and it'll be part of one of your events towards the Hobie Saltwater Series.
Yeah, so yeah, it is part of the Hobie series. And now we do have our own like Angler Series, Championship Series. Paddlepalooza is not part of that. This is just, we kind of have that series, and then we do 2 big events a year. This Paddlepalooza in the spring, and then Fall and Tide in the fall, that are just kind of standalones. And those are the real big ones that have pulled, upwards
150 plus.
Yeah, so.
Definitely. Y'all also have a trout challenge, the minimalist challenge, where you're provided with baits and that's the only thing you can use. And is there another as well?
Yeah, there's 4. And they kind of change every year. We kind of come up with different ideas. This year we have minimalist is every year. If we ever change minimalist, people would riot. It's funny. It's the worse the weather is, it seems the more excited people get. They want to be miserable in that tournament.
Oh wow.
We have that one. We always do a trout challenge. Redfish Rumble, that'll be just a redfish tournament, and then we'll have one in the summer. We do around Memorial Day. We call it Dawn to Dusk because it's like a 16-hour long tournament.
Oh yeah, that's the kind I like because I'm a shift worker, so I do splits back and forth. So I'm down for those long hour tournaments. I can hang in there. Well, Paddlepalooza is the points that'll go towards a Hobie Saltwater Series will be a slam stringer, correct? One redfish, one trout, one flounder, all within the legal limits and slots, whatever those are for Louisiana. Also, there will be separate pots, right? Side pots for the individual fish, 1st through 5th place.
First through 5th. And they're really not. We do pay out 1st through 5th. But they're really not side pots because it's all included in the membership. You just, or in the entry. You just pay one entry and you're entered into everything.
Everything, right? And there's also a separate senior division if you're over 60,
division and the ladies division.
Yeah. Anything else that's coming up? That will be on Grand Isle. As I know, I hear something about some pastelaya tonight. The captain's meeting.
Yeah,
we don't want to miss that. Yep.
Probably half the people there are really more interested in the food we're going to have than the tournament. So we have a good chunk of people that'll show up, and I don't think they ever actually get in their kayaks.
Wow.
But, we'll have a guy coming down cooking pastelaya on Friday night, the night before. This is all out of Bridgeside Marina in Grand Isle. So that'll kind of be the hub for everything. And then the night of the tournament, we do a lot of CPR in the club. We're all about conservation. This one is, though, we do a good old-fashioned weigh-in. That's the way it's always been, kind of stick to it. And then we don't want to waste anything. So we'll actually do a fish fry Friday night where we'll have some people on site cleaning the fish as we weigh them in, and then we'll all fry them up together.
Saturday night after the weigh-in, fry some fish and maybe bring some shrimp with me, or something like that. Have some boudin on hand and can't go over there and not eat any of that stuff anyways. But you said Josh is calling you out, Jack. He said you're in the senior division, right?
Yeah, well, he's in the junior division because I've never seen him pick up.
He still got his training wheels on, man. Nah, Josh a good kid.
Trophy.
Yeah, kid. Josh, he's on Marsh Talk podcast. I think Steve, you were just a guest on there recently as well.
That's right. I think Steve may get an encore.
Yeah,
at some point.
Yeah, stay tuned. No, I think we're planning a lure talk, techniques and lures.
There you
go. Real stuff.
Cool deal. Breck's in the house chiming in, laughing. Yeah, I'm excited to meet him in person too. So
Breck, I just have to say,
I don't know if I'd be that excited.
Dead to us.
Yeah.
I thought he just catches ditch pickles now.
No,
he's been chasing them.
He's
giving them hell. I know that.
Well, something Matt really didn't say about Paddlepalooza is Paddlepalooza, you can win for so many things. Altogether, we're going to have like 20, at least 20 people win a prize. And that's, you may not get Hobie points for that, but I mean, how many spots on your redfish?
Oh, yeah, spot pot. Yep.
Spots on your redfish, big trout, big flounder, big red, plus the slam.
The slam string.
There's a lot.
And we pay out like 10% on slam, or I mean, up to maybe like 10 spots, depending on how many. So there's a lot of chances to win.
That's really cool.
Yeah. How the club, I mean, that's how it started, was, less about, winning a lot of money, more about, having a good time. And I hear so many stories of people that won, third place leopard red in their first ever tournament, which is, just a luck of the draw award, but they got to go home with a plaque, and they were
going with a plaque, stoked, and they're like, man, they're like hooked on it. And then, the main thing I can see from this group is everybody likes to have a good time, and the camaraderie is going to be second to none at these events. Brandon Barton, what's up, man? I hope you get to make this event as well,
dude,
brother.
Barton, you better come back this year, bud.
Yeah, I asked him the other day. He said he's trying to work it out, so we'll see. For sure, definitely. I'm definitely excited to come over there and hang out with everybody and cut up a little bit and have a couple cold beers and catch some fish. What you cooking
Friday night? We hope that you have a really good time and you stay up really late. That's kind of our goal.
Oh no, I'm not going to do that. I will go to bed early.
Yeah. So look, there may be some partaking of some alcohol. So we try to get the really good anglers. We try to get them
juiced up.
Especially the out of towners, get them juiced up. So they, But hey, it didn't work last time. We had one guy come in there late, caught fish, ended up second.
Dang, that's right. That's right. And then what was Falling Tide last year? Pam came in and won Falling. Did she win Falling Tide?
That was a few years back.
Years back. Okay.
Did Jack tell you to bring that one up? That was our first one that ever had and it wasn't it was like a qualifier directly for Hobie Worlds.
Right.
So she got a spot for Worlds. I came in second.
Oh man!
So I missed Worlds. Yeah, I missed Worlds by like a couple of inches.
And Falling Tide's out of Grand Isle as well.
Falling Tide's out of Delta Marina, which is down in Plaquemine.
Okay.
Yeah, one in Grand Isle and one down Highway 23.
Yeah, Tyler called. Tyler, what's up, man? He said, "Tell us about that one, Matt." So yeah,
that's all. We're gonna move on. We don't have time.
We don't have time. That'll run on to the midnight hour, huh? We're gonna, yeah.
I was so happy to get third. I didn't even know who Pam was.
Right.
I could care less. I was so happy to get third, and we had so. It was a great. It was a really good. I think that was the first year we had it at Delta.
Yeah.
And it was a very well attended and a really fun event. No matter who won, it was a great event. Yeah. Nothing beats Grand Isle there.
Yeah. I had fun. Whatever, a couple years back when the hurricane hit, I got to pre-fish over there a little bit before Ride the Bull. Then we had to duck out of there before it got demolished, and it was a bad thing. I was just like, man, can't believe we're just fishing that. And then like I saw everything happening on the Weather Channel. They hype it up too, but I knew it was a bad one as quick as it spun up in the way it was coming in.
I actually went down there that Saturday to go fish because I wanted to fish the pre-storm surge. And I caught a lot of fish, but like driving out, it's a steady stream of RVs. It wound up really bad. Very rough on the estuary. That estuary has had a lot of bad stuff happen to it since and actually the year before Ida and the year after Ida. And then the freeze this year. So
the freeze this year definitely hurt it. So we were talking about that before we went live. And what are y'all's outlooks on that? Steve, do you fish that area a lot? Are you near there?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little bit farther. Matt and I are closer in the Baton Rouge area.
Okay.
But so we drive down, we commute. It's a little closer for Jack. But I fished the entire area from end to end, and from all the way up north. That's the great thing about this event is there is a lot of territory to cover. You can, it's not a shotgun launch, so you can move
Right.
around different
Road
spots.
runner, you can pick up and go.
Yeah, you can pick your location. You can put some strategy into it. A lot of times that is the struggle with people is they try to figure out what is the perfect strategy.
Mhm.
And I have tried to do that, and I think that's what's hurt me in the event several times where I try to put together. I'm gonna get the 8-pound red. I'm gonna get the 5-pound trout, and I'm gonna get a 20-inch flounder. Whereas if I just went and fished an area, I think and just relaxed and fished, I think I would do a lot better. And that's our advice to a lot of the anglers who are watching this. If you're going to come in, don't be intimidated by, oh, I can't compete or whatever. If you just go and you just fish an area and you listen to some of the advice at the Friday night, that we're going to be there. We're going to give you some good advice. You can take a handful of lures. And you got a shot. Everybody who's coming has a shot to get one of those prizes. Guarantee it.
Yeah, I think that's what's fun about doing a slam, where one fish from each species is you can luck into it.
Right.
The tournaments where you got to catch 10 trout or whatever. Like there's trout specialists that a newcomer's just not going to be able to compete with. But I did really well in my I did really well in my first one ever. Just what Steve's saying, talking to a few guys, kind of getting an idea of a spot to go, and you can get lucky. It's fun.
You get lucky. Well, that's the thing. You can catch a barely legal flounder, a 13-inch trout, and a 18-inch red, and beat somebody that has 2 fish and more weight than you. Correct?
Yeah, that is a good point. Yes. So catching 3 fish trumps anybody that only caught 2.
With 2, even if it's heavier than your stringer. Yep.
That's right.
Because you got the complete slam. And that will take care of it.
Yeah.
Well, he's talking about you can be a newcomer. Last year, we had an 18-year-old kid who I think graduated high school 2 days before in a rental kayak who won first place.
That is super rad.
Yeah, which is awesome. So about our first place goes home with a Hobie Outback. That Matthew's one of the outfitters in the area helps us out with. But that was awesome because he was borrowing a kayak for this tournament, his first ever tournament. Wow. And he didn't even own one. And he goes home with a brand new Outback. So that was cool.
Brand new.
Went home with an Outback. Yeah.
That could be you, the next person.
It could be everybody. Let's go. Let's get another one. Yeah.
Another real cool thing about the tournament is you can pull up at Bridgeside and never leave. And you have a shot of winning a tournament. You can launch at Bridgeside.
Yes.
Pick up at Bridgeside. You don't have to go anywhere. There's 3 or 4 launches. There's about 3 launches within 2 miles of Bridgeside.
2 miles, right there. Yep.
Yeah. So you don't have to go very far.
No.
A lot of people will drive directly across the bridge, launch on the other side to fish the north side. Some people will. The kayak launches maybe 2.5, 3 miles away.
Yeah, the one on the north side of the island.
Right. That's a really
There's all the rock structure and the little bayou and islands across the way. There's good stuff over there too. Yep.
Right. Right. So I think
might be more of a crowd at that one.
Sometimes, but there's a lot of options. It's a great place for people who are newer to kayak fishing.
Yeah.
Because you can launch and go 50 feet and be in a great spot to catch fish. You don't have to make a run across a shipping channel with traffic or anything like that.
And you might just put the lure in front of the right fish there. Yeah. It just comes down to that.
And there's a couple of spots that if someone's scared of the water situation, getting in over their head with current, waves, things like that, if they're a little reluctant, that spot on the north side of the island, you can stay back behind the rocks. You can stand up everywhere back there. So it's a hard bottom.
Yep.
Most of Louisiana is a mud bottom that you'll sink into eternity.
That's hard bottom. Yep.
But that's a hard bottom back there. So seen a lot of people, get out, stand up for a minute back there, whatever, gather yourself. Also over by Elmer's, you have a hard bottom over there. So there's a couple of locations where if you're more timid of the water, you've got some shelter, and it's a safer place to go.
No doubt.
On the other hand, there are some really dangerous places to go, like the passes at each end of the island.
Yes.
The current in Caminata Pass is fierce.
Yes, that's right.
For Ride the Bull every year, a buddy of mine works on one of the chase boats. He didn't do it last year, but the year before, he towed back 26 boats. They were towing back 3 and 4 at a time because people were inexperienced and they couldn't handle the current. So it can be a really pleasant place to fish.
Yes.
Don't put yourself in a bad situation because the current and the wind are going to win every time.
Yeah, and you really don't need to. And now there are people that will because they've got spots they want to get to. And if you feel confident and comfortable with it, that's great. But the cool thing about this, Grand Isle, like Jack's saying, you can never leave Bridgeside and have a great weekend fishing. Yes. But this tournament gives you so many options. So you basically have the entire parish to fish, which is
up the what? The LA 90 corridor? Is that what that is?
LA 1.
LA 1, sorry. 1.
The northernmost spot is in around Cutoff or there's Bason's Marina. It's probably the furthest north you can really go. Then you've got and then did you fish the Hobie Championship last year? So you were
I did not.
So that was in Golden Meadow. So a lot
Golden
of
Meadow.
That.
Yeah, the catfish something boat ramp. Yeah.
And then all the way down. There's probably, I bet there's 15 actual, concrete boat launches you can launch out.
There's a bunch of roadside spots.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of combat launches, like tons and tons of options.
Right.
People who are new can launch straight into a bayou and never have to worry about getting in water more than 2 feet deep. It's
right. Yeah. But don't speed on LA 1.
Yes, that is also true. When you get to Golden Meadow, stay a healthy couple of miles below the speed limit.
Yeah, they'll get you.
Yeah,
you would leave with a ticket for sure. So
if you're lucky,
what's the launch time for that event? It's late.
I could look.
It's like super early, isn't it?
It's pretty early. No, so actually launch time, and we'll have to look at when first cast is. Yeah, so launch it. You can launch anytime after midnight. As long as it's that day, as long as it's Saturday, you can launch. Now there's a lines in time. It's usually around 6. Yeah, probably around 6 o'clock. I was going to say. So some people like this guy over here may launch at 3 a.m. and pedal 3 hours to a spot they want to get to. I guess you don't have to do that anymore. You can use the motor.
Yeah,
you don't have to do that. So, but yeah, there will be people that launch real early and want to be in their spot for hours waiting. I'm not one of those people, but you can launch as early as you want.
Yeah, I came home to a extra travel ultralight 1080 watt-hour battery today, so I have 2 now of the new batteries. So. Yeah. But normally I have a spare too, so I'll run a different. I'll have a spare motor.
You got 40 miles in you in a day.
That's 40 miles right there. Yeah, and with throttle control is more. It's more. Yeah, but I don't. Yeah.
Keep in mind that travel, like Jack was saying, traveling far traditionally has not won it.
Right.
It has not. People who have fished within 100 yards of their vehicle have won more often than people who have traveled a ridiculous amount. But
hunker down.
It may be the year, but that opens it all up. It does open it up. There's going to be a lot more people probably fishing the Grand Isle area. Yeah. We're promoting it. We're talking to people about how good it is, which it is.
Yeah.
But also, you don't necessarily need to go far. So just keep that in mind. Right. If you do go far, it's like us who were putting together the perfect plan. It's to go catch this 4 miles away in this great spot. People are going to do that, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
The year that I won this,
that's not a 1. That's a 2.
That's a 2.
It's better than a 5. But anyway, the year that I won that, I launched 3 times. I launched late the first time because we had an issue. But when I launched, Steve launched at the same place, and a bunch of other hard hitters launched at the same place. I was late. They were all gone. No place to be seen. I was freaking out, and I literally went 400 yards from where my truck was parked, and I caught a monster trout. And I'm like, I'm good.
I'm good here.
True story.
I picked up and I went closer to Grand Isle and I went and caught a redfish. I had to travel probably 1.5 miles each way to get where I wanted to go. Caught the redfish, got straight back out in a thunderstorm where there was tornadoes and people lost boats and gear. One of our guys got hit by a tornado. We've had some interesting.
That's happened more than once.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
It's happened twice. And then I launched right across the channel from Bridgeside, and the wind was so hard and the current was so hard, I was dragging a jig head, and I thought I had trash on it. I picked it up and literally had an 11.5-inch flounder
Wow.
and came in second place. I had a big trout. My red was okay.
Yeah.
And I had a legal flounder.
Legal flounder, and that slam put you up there. Yeah, I'm looking at the weather. Well, next week too, but definitely I might be coming on the 16th and 17th just to put some tracks down again and kind of do a little exploring.
The weather's been really tough here for the last couple of weeks. I'm normally down there like every weekend for at least 1, if not 2 days, just because that's where I fish generally, and that's where I like to fish. But I haven't been down there since Paddlepalooza, and of course, last weekend, too windy, thunderstorms. This weekend, 30 to 40, I'm out. Next weekend, next weekend the 12th? Yeah, next weekend's the 12th. We're actually having what we call a fish out.
Yes.
We just invite everybody to come. No competition, maybe bragging rights, but that's about it. And we're all going to go fish while the Wildlife and Fisheries launch, hang out, have fun, catch some fish, and then go have lunch. So
probably hit some of those roast beef po' boys at Bridgeside.
Ooh,
it could happen.
Ooh.
It could happen. So anybody who's never been down there who wants to come try it out, come on down. We're doing it next Saturday morning.
Yep, next Saturday, the 12th. Yeah, I'm on night shifts, but yeah.
Oh, we'll miss you.
But I'm coming midweek, the week after for sure. I'm gonna come down there and try to find something, I guess. I'm waiting on a PWR just so I can throw it on top of the racks on the car and not have to drag a trailer.
We talk about how good the food is and how much fun we have and all that stuff, but just keep in mind, this is, in my opinion, one of the more prestigious plaques, awards, wins a person can have along the Gulf Coast. It is one of the things that if you can say you won Paddlepalooza, you're in a small group, and that's an elite group to win that. And I'm telling you, we talk about all the fun and everything, but when it's go time, there's going to be some people really trying really hard, and they're probably going to be beat by somebody who fished 50 yards from their vehicle. But it's still fun.
Yeah, still fun.
Oh, but yeah, the biggest trout. Yeah, the biggest trout last year was caught from a spot that you could absolutely catch from the bank.
Wow, how big was the big trout last year?
I mean, probably no. We don't have the monster trout that y'all have over in Texas,
right?
Have over in Florida. But it was probably 23, 24 inches, which is a big trout, real big trout here. I mean,
it was respectable fish.
It was like a 4.5-pound trout. That's a big trout.
That's respectable.
Yeah, that's big I mean, it's just not like 20 years ago, we had some 6s and 7s and occasional in a tournament, mostly 4s, some 24, 25-inch fish would show up. But these days, out of all the tournaments that go on in Louisiana, there's probably 20 of them at least, maybe more. You might hear of one fish over 23 the entire year, maybe 2. I mean, it's just not that many. So if anybody talking about anything over 21, 22 inch, it's going to raise some eyebrows for the competition down here.
A lot of people's goal is 20 inches. If you catch a 20-inch on tournament day, you're
probably in the money.
Pack it up and you go find the other species.
Yeah.
20 inches is kind of our gold standard. Once you got trout 20 or above, you better go fish for something.
Yeah. And what's the minimum slot for a trout?
13.
They moved it up last year, so now the slot here is 13 to 20, or when you can keep 2 over 20.
2 over 20.
So that's for people that are coming from out of state to fish. If you choose to keep fish, just know 2 over 20 is the limit.
And then flounder is 11.
Yeah, no upper slot on flounder. There's actually legally there's not a minimum size. We do have a minimum of 11 or 12 for our tournament.
Okay.
And then redfish are the I don't want to say this
The
wrong.
slot
They
is
just
what?
changed it.
16 to 27 there?
16 to 27.
But
and there's what were you saying?
But there's a
We draw the
stipulation
line
there.
at 26.
Yeah.
There used, yeah. So we used to Louisiana used to let you keep one fish or one bull over slot. They did away with that. So when we measure fish in our tournament, I need to actually double check that this is in the rules this year. But we do we go an inch down on fish just because there's always gamesmanship and somebody will keep a fish that starts out maybe an inch too big, hoping that it'll shrink down when it's in the cooler.
And we don't want people to shrink. I'll just be telling people right now.
Yeah, and we don't want people trying to keep something
right
that wasn't legal. So we just make our slot an inch shorter. So if you're a quarter inch over and you want to try to keep it, it may or may not qualify for the tournament, but it's at least not illegal. So.
Yeah. So if it goes over the 26-inch mark, it's kicked.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. And all that will be gone over like Friday night as well.
Yeah. We'll have a captain's meeting.
We don't want anybody breaking the law to fish at one of our tournaments.
Right.
There's
No doubt. No, I get it.
We used to give a mulligan. If you went over, okay, that fish didn't count, but it wasn't illegal. Now it's actually illegal. So we don't want anybody doing anything silly.
Right. Which is good. Good thing to promote too. Yep. We don't want none of that. None of that.
Yeah.
PFDs required.
Yes.
I'm just
to be worn at all times, not just on the vessel. Correct. Just like
if you're fishing a tournament, you have to have it on. If it rains and you got to take it off for a second to put your rain gear on, put it right back on over it.
But yeah, definitely anytime you're actively fishing, it needs to be on.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to say one other thing. Anybody who likes to anchor and fish, most of the area is hard bottom. So a pole anchor will not go into the sand. You can do it with a power pole might hold you in place if it's not too windy or rough.
Yeah.
But it might not. So anybody who I anchor and fish quite a lot. Anybody who's going to be fishing around Grand Isle, a 3 to 5 pound collapsible, El Cheapo $15 anchor with
one of them Atwood ones or one of the ones you could pick up like that.
Just a collapsible.
Yeah.
It is a good thing to have, especially if you're more of a beginner, because you don't want to have the wind blow you into the channel.
Right.
You do not want to get out in the channel, with 6 mile an hour current and boats flying up and down around you. 2 or 3 foot chop. It's not a lot of fun.
It's not fun. Josh Lewis said, "Is it against the rules to board someone else's kayak on the water?"
Well, I thought we weren't going to talk about this.
Oh, is that was something that was like not supposed to be brought up? Maybe.
Yes.
We got to hear that now. I mean,
we did.
We have to hear.
He's talking about the Brock, whatever the video that we've all seen 1,000 times in the past 24 hours.
Oh yeah. Oh, duh. That just went over my head.
Yes, please do not get angry and board someone else's kayak.
No.
Unless they have barbecue on their boat or something like that.
Right.
Or you're sharing entertainment devices or something.
Fried bologna sandwich. I might come over for that. Yeah.
There you go. Exactly. this ain't like Ride the Bull. Nobody's gonna be barbecuing on a kayak.
No, we ain't barbecuing. I'm be hunkered down and covering some water. Benjamin Day, he's laughing. Yep, we're not gonna do. Yeah. Oh,
if you don't know Ben, you'll know him a lot better after Paddlepalooza.
Yes, you'll be. We have quite a few entertaining characters in the club, so you'll at the very least you'll be very well entertained and fed.
Oh yeah, looks like a good time.
Endless stories.
I'm sure there will be, and looks like we'll have some people. I know Chad's from Alabama. He's been on a roll on some tournaments over there.
He's got a little redemption to do in Louisiana. He had a not so much a tournament, but the night before he had a rough night.
He succumbed to he had a little too much fun.
A little too much fun. Yeah, that's the thing. It seems like that's going to be the thing not to do is to have fun, but know when to draw the line and go get your rest.
We've been kind of having our fun with him ever since. But he's a good sport. He can take it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's young. He can take the punches.
Right. Yeah. Some of us, oh man, I'll tell you right now. Y'all know Jameson Redding. Old Jameson likes to shut down everything. Well, we went out on it was St. Patrick's Day a few years back, filming an episode for one of his shows in Florida. And we went and saw a band and hung out with a guy that used to be on Jackson as well. And we pulled an all-nighter. I mean, we rolled back up to the VRBO and rigged our stuff and loaded up and went and fished, and I thought I was going to die.
There's a select group of Bayou Coast individuals, including our past president and our past tournament director and our past, let's just say, luckiest Asian in the club.
Who is that? Francis?
Francis, yeah. Francis wins every raffle that we have.
Francis Tram wins the raffles and he wins the drinking games, maybe, or no?
At Trout Challenge, they all got together the night before, and I think about half of them never launched the next day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we have quite a few. You don't want to fool around with us.
No. I'm sure there'll be a couple bottles of whiskey going around trying to sabotage somebody.
At the very least, I usually bring some, even though I don't drink, because if somebody's on their way, who am I not to help them? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Right. Come on with it.
Benton Parrot's usually there, so if you know Benton, you know that
Benton.
That brings it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, we fished some stuff together. Met him at the when the KBF Bass Side, they were doing the kayak saltwater series, redfish stuff. Yeah. Benton's good dude. Comes in from over Pensacola area, kind of over that way.
Yeah.
Chad said y'all are definitely a different bunch.
Says someone from Alabama. There you go.
Someone from Alabama. I like that area too. I'm down to fish that event.
That Mobile tournament. I didn't fish it last year. I heard it was a great time. I'm gonna try to make that one.
Yeah, we did good there. That was fun. We had a really good showing. That's what everyone tries to do to us. We had a really good showing at the Mobile tournament. We in the top 5 or so. We had a couple of anglers on Jack. You were 3rd or something. I was 5th. Did we have somebody else?
I think one of our guys. I think either maybe Josh won something. We had several people win. You won something. You were in the top 10. I know.
I was 5th
in that 5 Rivers event. I love that area over there. I went and fished. There's a couple of the rivers over there with resident bulls, and I caught some good fish. But dang, I think I had 6 fish over 36 inches. My biggest was pushing 50, and I caught it on a spook junior in a stump field, and it was really fun. Crankbaits. I mean, I like that place over there. That kind of.
I've never spent any time in Alabama, and I pre-fished 3 weeks. I pre-fished 2 weekends before the tournament because I'd never been there. And I'm going to tell you, the people were so incredible. Just like everybody. Yeah,
just hanging out with everybody, just talking to everybody.
Everybody, and the guys in the club were great and very hospitable.
The tackle store dudes, the shop talk and everything. Everybody, I don't know how much fluff they were putting on it, but I tell them about stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, I was over here," and they're like, "Oh yeah."
And that's the point. You can come over here and get the same treatment.
Get some little
you're going to get good advice.
Yeah,
that's the other thing too. Is that's one of the things we've always emphasized in the club, Matt, for a long time, is that when people come in from out of town, you're straight up going to get good advice because we might know the area, and we're going to give you good areas with lures that work in this area, good things to say, and it's you got a shot. I mean, and that's what happens. People come in and have a good finish, and I expect that to happen this year too.
Chad said, "Come over and show you where to catch a 27-inch trout, possibly Little Lagoon."
That, but
Come to Texas and I'll put you on some 30s.
Man, we gotta get one of these Hobie tournaments back in Texas, man. I was sad to see that one go away. That was it didn't treat me very well, but it was a good time last year.
They added the one in Corpus.
Oh, I guess that is. That's a haul for us, but I guess there is one in Texas.
That's the juice in May down there. I'm looking forward to that one. But it's on Memorial Day weekend, so there's going to be a lot of boat traffic.
It's actually It's the same day as our Dusk Till Dawn tournament.
Yeah, it's
so
May 23rd, something like that.
yeah, it's the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, or
So unfortunately, most of us who haven't qualified for our
24th,
championship
May 24th, May 24th.
will be attempting to qualify at Dawn to Dusk. I see Matt laughing at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
there's some good
scheduling
trout
thing.
over there too.
So many weekends. There's only so many weekends, and all the clubs have a tournament. I want to say Mobile's. I'd love to go fish with the Mobile guys more. Like we have a fish out this weekend coming up, and they have a tournament that weekend, I believe, or they have some kind of event. So there's only so many. And our Lafayette club has a tournament series. One of their championship series tournaments was supposed to be this Saturday. Unfortunately, they had to move it till next Saturday. They postponed it a week because of the weather, and it falls on the same day as our fish out.
The fish out.
We can't really move our fish out, and they can't really do anything else about their tournament. So, we a couple of people have to make a choice, but if they really want to fish that series, they'll go fish. So
they have a stop as well for the Hobie series, and then the Five Rivers as well in Alabama. And I have to choose one or the other of those just because I got to use some vacation. My wife booked us a trip to New York in May, and I got to go. I got to go. Yeah, I don't do well with the large groups.
What kind of fish? What kind of fish are you going to catch up there?
I don't know. Probably something contagious.
But,
I don't know. I just saying that. I just can't the people, man.
But yeah, tournament or not, man. I got to get over to. I got to come hit you up and get over to Texas. I want to throw some corkies and catch some of those huge trout I got over there.
Oh yeah, it's fun. I got a lot of good areas around here. Come in the fall for the schools of redfish charging down the bank at you, and then move into November, December, in the winter time. Little cooler water temps. Come throw the corkies on down in Baffin or some industrial areas. Got some good stuff. I throw glide baits for them sometimes. I kind of transition into some of the bigger swim baits for them and doing some good with it. So it's pretty neat, to try out different things and just kind of take from the bass side. Brett Coates, carp, catching carp. Where are you catching carp? Nah,
Brett fishes in one of the local parks, literally. Because I thought I was ate up with fishing. I ain't even close. So Brett goes to like a small public park with a big 2-foot pond, and he's probably standing upwind right now, casting.
He's probably fishing right now. That's he's laughing. Yeah, he laughed at that. I mean, possibly like social media wise, you probably think I'm on water all the time, but you just collect content and kind of use it to post and promote and do things.
Spread it out.
Yeah, you got to spread it out. But yeah, I do fish a lot. I mean, I only work 14 days out of the month. So, I mean, you kind of, awesome. the shift work is great,
How far do you live from a good place to fish?
30 minutes.
That's awesome.
And if I leave from work on my graveyards, I can launch in 5 minutes from where I work at for catch redfish, trout, and flounder right there.
Are you in the Houston area?
I'm southwest of Houston. Where I work's about 25 minutes from Port O'Connor.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm on the mid coast there. Between West Matagorda Bay, Lavaca Bay, Port Lavaca. A lot of that stuff over there. But I fish Corpus a lot. I like the flats. I like down there in the potholes and everything. Chasing big trout down that way, Laguna, Baffin. But I'll fish everywhere. But there's some great marsh estuaries around here. So a lot of that marsh stuff there across the bridge from Grand Isle is kind of similar to what I fish for redfish and flounder. So I'm going to feel pretty good over there, I think. Just have to.
Y'all have mangroves there?
Yes. And it's a little further south. Port O'Connor has some. That big freeze killed a bunch, but they're coming back.
Grand Isle's kind of like has around Grand Isle itself, we have a tremendous number of mangroves.
Yeah.
And they're very unforgiving, especially with a topwater bait.
Oh, yeah.
So, kayakers typically don't lose too many baits, but the mangroves are vicious, man.
They'll take them if it gets back in there in them roots. Yep. Take it away from you. Sure will. Anything else y'all want to add about the event, just to reiterate things? Everybody knows we were talking. It's it's a good old time. Everybody will be out Friday night. Bridgeside Marina.
Anybody who's thinking about coming and doesn't have a place to stay, go on our Facebook page and throw it out there. That's how Dustin got a place to stay.
Yes.
And so the first time I ever fished Paddlepalooza, I wanted to go. I couldn't, doing it by yourself in a room in Grand Isle can be a little expensive. And a guy that I did not know posted we used to have a forum. He posted on the forum. It's like, hey, I have 3 bunks at Bridgeside. Anybody want in? Like within an hour, I said, yep, I'm in. He goes, okay, I'm going out of town for the week. You monitor this post and fill up the room. Sure enough, within a week, I had the room filled. The first night after the captain's meeting, the 4 of us who never saw each other before probably sat up till 9:30 or 10 o'clock, just talking about fishing.
Talking about fishing.
How can you go bad? You're there for the same thing. You want to go fishing. You want to kayak fishing. So
and
friends. Yeah. And most of those guys, I'm still friends with. Josh Red, who was last one to come in. Josh Red and I have fished together a lot. We for probably 3 years. Before he got his ball and chain, we fished almost every weekend. So another guy named Andy Hammer, he doesn't do much for the club anymore. Andy and I fished a whole bunch of times. So so if you need a place to stay, don't be afraid. Nobody's going to bite you.
Post it up.
Yeah, or even if you don't need that, if you're coming from out of town, say something in our Facebook page. We'll have some people, there will be people that'll be out there fishing Thursday. Definitely a lot of people out there fishing Friday. Yeah. And we'll hook you up with somebody, somebody take you out Friday, show you some stuff.
Yeah.
If you have a mechanical malfunction, if you have a Hobie, Matt May will be there Friday and Saturday. He will bring extra drives, extra parts. If you have a mechanical malfunction on a Hobie, we could probably get you taken care of. If you forget a seat or a paddle or something like that, no matter what kind of boat you have, put it on our Facebook page.
Yes.
And somebody will get with you and we'll help you get on the water.
Yeah, it's right there. It's the Bayou Coast Kayak Fishing Club on Facebook. And if you look up the group, the page, there'll be a tab to go to the group. And once you go there, you'll be able to post in there and do all that. And then you also check all the info out at bayoucoast.com on their website. There's a full, the tab for the events and everything, the full rundown and rules and everything are all on there.
Yeah, all the rules are on there, and that's where you'll actually go to actually sign up for the tournament.
And to sign up for the event. Yeah. And the t-shirt deadline was cut off last week. But you can still get them if you got to just pay for them.
Yeah, that was that was the deadline to guarantee your shirt size. We always order a few.
Okay.
And then we order a few extras. So if you're one of the first to sign up after that deadline, we can't guarantee it, but there's a pretty good chance we'll have a shirt for you.
There you go.
May or may not be your size. It might be. I think last year we actually were able to still get everybody a shirt. We'd ordered enough extras.
It may fit you like a Hooters t-shirt, but
yeah, I don't want to see that on me.
Steve, didn't you get an extra small one year?
Yeah, extra medium.
I got a double X. I think I gave that to somebody. Was that you? That was. I think that was you.
No. Also, plenty of raffle tickets. There'll be a lot of some of the great sponsors y'all have for the events in the club. Y'all have stuff to give away as well, and that helps.
We have some phenomenal stuff. Some phenomenal raffle prizes this year. Word is some guy from Texas is going to bring some goodies, but we have a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah, our sponsor coordinators have done a great job this year. We got a lot of cool stuff. So
I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to try to bring a few things myself. Yes, we'll see.
We are, like you said, Jay Schultes, our sponsor coordinator, has really hit the jackpot with a few things. So we have good stuff this year. Better, I would say, than normal. So
we got somebody, Hilton Brazil, said he cooked the jambalaya at the first Paddlepalooza.
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
And you see that nice head of hair he's got in that picture? It's all moved below his lip now. Great guy.
Says, do you fish with Jace, man? Yeah, I fished with Jace before. He's a cool dude. Yep. YouTuber, but yeah. I'm kind of outspoken on them, but he's good. He does good thing. He does good stuff. Coast Guarding. He's a coastie. Good dude. He was over there in Alabama as well. I think he was stationed over there before he came to Texas. Yep. Chad, you'll be at Paddlepalooza, I guess. He will be. Huh?
He will be.
Yeah.
He's 8
Close
up.
enough. 8 up. Hopefully Barton's coming. I'm sure. Yeah, Benton. See Benton there. Trying to get some of the other Florida guys, Courtney, Ashburn, and some other guys like, y'all come on out. I'm making a hell of a run, but it's not too bad. I think it's a little under 8 hours for me. It's not too bad.
Oh, that's not too awful.
No, not like that 16-hour trip I did to Florida. It was a haul. It was a haul. But it was kind of hard to resist because my sister, you know, she's less than an hour away from where it was at. It was like, I got a free place to stay. I might as well go. Went over there and fished, 3 days, and then the tournament day, and then drove back. So it was a lot of sitting on my rear end, It was like, dang, hope I don't get no DVT or no water, none of it. All I did is sit all week in the kayak, and then in the car. Like, I got to get up, move. I got to get up, move.
It's uncomfortable when your ass falls asleep.
Yes.
14, be up nice and high, your ass would be comfy all the time.
Yep. Well, then I work. I mainly work in the control room, so I have a hydraulic desk with all my monitors on it. I can lift up and stand. At least I can do that. But I can stand up in the kayak too. It's not too bad. But yeah, looks like we're gonna have a good time over there. I'm looking forward to it for sure. And I appreciate all of y'all taking the time out of your evening to come on and share a little bit about the event with everybody.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So we'll probably do a recap show if we can pull some of the people that place and all that, and probably do something like that at the end.
Okay.
Somebody else just said Robin Wells. He said, "Y'all, this is my favorite tournament of the year."
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Entertainment guaranteed. I think Robin. One of the things. Robin. I guess Cinco de Mayo, was that last year or 2 years ago?
I think a couple of 2 years ago. Was,
y'all had it on Cinco de
Mayo, so we had tacos and
Robin was the piñata queen, as I recall.
Cool deal.
It was either the limbo or the piñata. I'm going to say she was the piñata queen.
Right on. And then Hilton said, "Shout out to Jack Hickman for answering all my questions since I got back into kayaking." Cool deal.
Come fishing, Hilton. Need to
shout out. But yeah, everybody go check it out. You got more info on the Bayou Coast Fishing Club Facebook page and the group there. Ask questions there, and then all the rules and everything are on the website there. And we hope to see everybody there. It's gonna be a good old time. I look forward to fishing with everybody and partaking in a few cold beverages.
Yeah.
There you go.
And,
maybe a few more Saturday nights.
Saturday night will probably be good. I'll be hurting driving home, but it'll be all good. No doubt. Well, once again, I thank all you fellas. Steve, appreciate you coming on. Matt, Jack.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it was a good time tonight. I enjoyed y'all coming on. Thanks for everybody tuned in. And hopefully we'll see everybody there.
All right.
Thanks, man.
See you.
All right, 10-4. Yep, we're out, everybody.